Hey guys, welcome back to the workshop and the workshop extension. So in this part we're going to be building the tables and we're going to be painting in here. Well, all the way about. We're going to be painting first and then going to be building the tables like that. So hopefully hopefully it didn't take too long to build the table, this table like that. And then my big bench through there. Might break them up, I'm not sure, but I've just decided I'm going to paint all in here white, and we'll see how that looks, because if I don't like white then I can always paint and tap it. I was just going to paint this wall white, but I'm just going to give all paint, so let's get to it guys. Just going to paint in here first, and I'll get to that at a later time. I really want to get this painted so that I can start building the tables. Once I've got the tables in here, I can start bringing all my tools through. Once I've built these tables, all that wood will be gone. There'll be less stuff in there. Once I've got less stuff in there, then I can think about painting in there like that. So, let's get to painting. It's looking alright. You can still see the grain through like that. But I'm not going to endure you to sit and watch me painting. I'll just fire on with half camera and I'll get back to you when I'm done and when we're actually going to make the tables, alright? So we're looking alright. It looks alright, but it'll definitely need another coat. So I'm eventually done with the painting. This wall here took many coats. I gave it a wee light painting with a roller, and then I started putting really thick coats on it. But I think I put about 4 coats, and the idea is to try and cover it up so you couldn't even see like that it was chipboard OSB. It's covered it up pretty good, but there's still a wee bit, a couple of bits here and there, but it's alright. I'm happy with it. It's not bad, look. And I've got this paint here. I picked up this wood stain mahogany satin stuff, and I'm going to paint my outside windies, or the windy frames, with this stuff. But I did really buy it for in here. I'm going to paint the rafters this mahogany colour, and I might use it to break up the white, but I'm going to think of it. I want to test it now, paint these, see what it looks like, and then we'll get on to building the tables. So let's get to it. There I've got the main supporting beams for the tables. Now I know it is an unconventional way to do it, but the main reasoning behind it is that I want the tables to be tied in with a workshop like that, so each of the bits of wood are screwed in to the studs on the frame like that, so tables will essentially become part of the workshop, and that's when I build them up so that I can use like the existing drawers that I've got. The drawers that came for the other table, I'll work it in so that I can still use the drawers. So just going to continue, going to be putting this one on and then that one, and then I'll work out what I'm going to do for the middle table, whether I'm going to use that wee thin bunker or just make up another one with the plywood, and then use that, because it sort of goes with the already bunker top I've got. So I might do that, man. you know, make it look half decent at least. So, aye, let's continue. So I put that long bit right across there, and it's pushing into the beams that's holding these tables on. So I'm just going to take this table back off and I'll glue that to that. And then this one here, I will screw it into these other beams at this side, and I will screw down through these tables to attach to these tables. And then obviously I'll screw this one to the back one. Might put wee screw here and here like that, and that should make that bit solid. And then we can start working on the supports for these bits. So we're going good so far. So there we go. Yeah, that's them up, floating, and I know myself that they're solid, you know. Just with this extra one, will make it solid. The easy hod my weight, 13 stone, you know. So. That looks 100 times better. I was just going to glue it, but the boards themselves have got like this big one had a sort of wee bit of warp in it. So I'll just screw them. There we go, man. Pretty happy with that, and they're in line. Because these things were 8mm smaller than that, and then these are 8mm, so they're in like perfect line, man. Like, so that one was brand new, so I hadn't used it. Now I've just got wee black screws that you can't really see, but I'm not really too fussed. Like a nice smooth transition look. So aye, pretty happy with that. And they're pretty similar. Looks a lot better than what it did before, you know. Aye. Jamming with that, happy with that. So let's go on to putting the supports in. I just need to put the supports in, and then I can start taking measurements for my drawers, and then build up the wee shelves for my drawers. So aye, let's do that. So how I'm going to make the posts, well, the supports, I don't know if I'm going to use this bit. This was my main one on the other table, but essentially I'm just going to see how my table's a wee bit smaller than it was in there. So I'm going to just fix it to this point here, and then I'll get another one fixed to this point. I'll do the same on this side, and once I've got this fixed to this table, I'll do ones at the back, and then I'll join the ones at the front with the ones at the back, and I'll make shelves for my drawers to slide into, and that'll obviously give it the downward pressure, the rigidity it needs for weight on top of it. My only thing is, like, in that workshop I did screw, I screwed them to the flare as well, and I'll not be able to do that because I don't want to screw it to the laminate flare, but we'll be alright. So I'm just going to cut this down, get this as straight as I can, and then we'll screw them into this table, and we'll start making the shelves for my drawers, and then measure them out. And I'm just going to use the same, for my shelves, for my drawers before, I just use loads of wee slats. So I'm just going to reuse everything that I've got. because I don't want it to go to waste. I don't like wasting stuff, so I've just got to reuse it all. But I did plan to paint everything. I didn't paint the stuff before, I wasn't bothered before, but I want the place to look nice. So I don't know if I'm going to use this one. I'm going to look through all the posts I've got, because I've got quite a few of them during the den. So I'll find the best ones, and then we'll start putting them in place, make the shelves, make the drawers. Aye. So we'll get to that now. Well, there we go. I done what I set out to do, which was reuse all that wood for my old tables, to obviously make this table, and then to reuse all these drawers. Well, there's still some work in it to do. Probably got enough room here for another drawer as well, because I've packed them a wee bit closer together. But I still need to get a wee bit of wood for across these bits. And then cap this bit off as well with a bit of wood. Cap that bit off. But aye, they all open up nice, and I'll probably put a wee bit of wood just right there along this side here, just to help guide them a wee bit better, you know. But aye, okay, man, the hard stuff. You know, and then I'll probably put a wee bit at the back, a wee stop at the back, just to stop them from going right back. But aye, because all these bits are tied in now, obviously it's completely solid, look, completely solid. So I put my vise back on there, aye, and then move to this bit here. So got all these drawers in, and because the last bit was, the last deal was smaller like that, got a room there, so don't know what I'll do there. Maybe make just a wee thin drawer or something for pencils, but there's still some work to do in this. You know, I'm going to line it more with wood, and I'll bring it out. But aye, it's not perfect, you know, because I used the wood that I had before. I didn't use a couple of wee new bits like that, but that was the purpose. I used my old drawers, I've got them. You know, they're a bit of a state and all, you know, so once I've got the workshop up and running, like everything back in, I'll probably give them a good wee sand down like that before I put paint on them. So done that, and then I put these wee bits around the edge. I might have cut that and got it pretty much spot on, wee gap at the top, but I went to do this one and I messed it up and I didn't have enough, so I just had to do that, like. But what the heck, yeah, I'm alright with it, like. Aye. Right, so I'll go this bit here, go this bit here for in there. So I'll put that in there. Aye. Couple more wee bits that I'm going to do before we get to, you know, the workbench table. Look, Bye. So before I just show you that, I'm going to do a good wee bit more in here off camera. I'll show you when I'm done, and then we'll the next really build to the video will all be when I'll be putting the actual big bench together like that. So I want to get that bench in this video. Video is getting on a bit, so we'll see, but I want to get it done in this video. So alright, so there we go, guys. 2 days it took me to complete it on. Obviously I've still to do a wee bit of sanding in certain places, and then painting, but I managed to use all my drawers bar 2, and I had to modify the 2 there. Right, so got all my drawers in place, all working the way they should. Done a wee bit of shoddy craftsmanship here, just like the wood here that's sitting on. I made them just a wee bit longer, a couple bits, so it's kind of, but not that first. Same with the ones, 1 or 2 are coming out a wee bit more, but I done that to account because some of the drawers are a wee bit longer than the others. So it's completely solid now. All the big posts, solid man, part of the workshop. Nice bit of plywood there. Got a few deep shelves in here, and I just used the kind of plastic stuff, and then a nice wee bit of hardwood for the trim. Same with this. Got all my posts, 2x4s. Got a wee bit of there to just keep the drawers in line. Got some shelves down here, which I used the old plywood that I had before. I put a nice new wee bit of trim, which after I done it, I wish I had cut the bits shorter so that I could have them flush. But I learned and I done that with the bits, so but I'm alright with it. This bit here, I left this bit for my thicknesser, my planer to slide in there. It sits on a wee dolly, so I'll slide that in there. And then my drawers, so I had to modify, I had to cut the top bits off, and I've just placed a wee bit of MDF on them like that. They'll do. Might make new ones in the future. I just capped that off with a bit of plywood there, put a wee bit of trim on it. Completely solid. It's completely solid. So I'll sort of finished off with all my wee trimmer in here. Bye. Happy with it, man. I wish I had planed that bit there, just so it all went, but I never. The only reason why I never is because there's some screws snapped in there. So I wasn't wanting to mess up my, like right there, I wasn't wanting to mess up my plane. So just need to hand sand it. Bye. And I finished off with this wee bit here because there was a wee couple of gaps. So I just finished that off there, and that's looking nice now. It's all coming off flush up here. Same with this bit, all flush up here. So kind of happy with it. And then I've still got loads of space here. So I was going to put my bandsaw here like that, table saw here, facing in that way, but I think that I'll have my bandsaw here facing it that way, table saw there facing that way, so that I don't actually need to walk around, use it for that side, so I can just simply turn, go into it, use it, turn, go in. It's better that way. So obviously there's still a lot more of these things I'm going to do. So I need to put my window frame on. Got to make wee shelves and that, maybe a couple of wee cabinets and stuff. Do something up in this wall as well. That's one thing that I never anticipated, like with the paint. The parts where I painted with the joints, they've cracked. So I thought them with caulking, and they've just started cracking a wee bit. So I don't know if I should go back at them with paint or with caulking, but I'll just leave them and see how much they actually do, separate, because naturally, the workshop's just been built, so as time goes on, you know, it'll settle, it'll move. But I did make sure, like when I got my wood, that I left it for like 2 weeks, because it was a wee bit damp, and so I had left it there, and I placed like wee spacers between them all just so that they could air and they could dry out. So made sure that they were completely bone dry. It was like, you know, 5%, so perfect for building stuff. So obviously there will be no much movement. You can't stop wood, like humidity or the dampness in the air getting into wood, but you could certainly dry it out, cover it in such a way that actual no water will touch the frame. So that's where I've done this, no water will touch it. So I'm kind of happy with it. Definitely give this another coat, but essentially we are done with the table in here. Just a couple of wee bits that I need to do. So we're going to move through to this workshop now, and I need to go down to the den where I store all my wood and just organise it, 'cause it's a tip in there, like wood's everywhere. Just organise it in that and just get all this wood back down in there. So I'm still going to use all this wood. I've still got plenty of plyboard left for projects and that. I've got birch plywood there, good plywood. So I still got plenty of wood. And there, that's all the wood for my workbench, which we're going to be doing next. And then I've got like bigger bits like hardwood, oak and mahogany, and I'm going to laminate them all together. I've not decided if I'm going to laminate them like this, you know, to create the workbench, or like that, and then this will be the tap, or, you know, put them like that, join them with bows and bow ties, not quite sure. I'll join them like that, just glue them together, and then at the bottom put some sort of spline, or like some bows and ties just to hold them. Not quite sure about that, but I'm going to start making the frame, the front and the back. Then we'll join the front and the back, and then we'll start working on the tabletop. But for the time being, I need to clear this place out. So let's get to that, and then let's move on to the table. Think about how I'm going to assemble the tap. You know, my original idea was to put it all that way, you know, like glue them all together that way, but that's a lot of material there, and I need to essentially like the height of this, like, because I'm wanting to inset a tap vise into the wood, so that's a lot of wood that I'm going to have to remove. And I don't really want to do that. It's the same with this as well. You know, that's a lot of wood that I'm going to have to remove just to get this to go in and out. So I don't think that I'm going to be doing it that way. I was thinking that, you know, I could set them all along this way. Join them up like this. 2 layers, join them up like that, and then put a layer like that and join them up. And I think that'll look better, and you'll actually see more grain, because this way you know we get to see much grain going in this direction. You don't really see them. So see, I said that last night, I should have had this bit up higher, but really I should have had it lower. Then I can have a big massive shelf, big area to put stuff on down there, and then I can make wee drawers in this bit. But if I put a shelf there and I make wee drawers there, I'm not giving myself much room here. And when I was building this last night, when I was putting it together, right after I had finished it like that, I regretted gluing it, because if I just screwed it, it would have been easy, you know, to dismantle. But the fact is that I've glued it now, so it's not going to be as easy to dismantle. But I probably would have been better, you know, doing there. So I probably should just, you know, take it apart, this bottom bit here, and put it down more closer to the ground like that, so that I've got a big area, big shelf area that I can store stuff on, and then I can make drawers, you know, deep enough size drawers to actually, you know, be usable when it comes to things. Like, so so I need to think whether I'm going to move that down. Like, sorry, onto it. So I took these ones down right to the bottom like that, and that'll give me a nice shelf area in there, and enough space to make some drawers around the side there. And for some reason, you know, when I took them off, put them back on, I've sort of knocked out a square like that. But I did try and fix it, but spent too much time on it there trying to get them sorted. It's not important. What's important is that the tabletop is square and flat, you know. So let's start working on the tabletop. So there is all my hardwood there. Just went and got it. There's a mixture of white oak, red oak, there's some mahogany in there, and oracle. Probably other stuff that I don't know, but it's all solid wood. Look, it's all good. All that together is really heavy, man. Look. So it's going to be a decent workbench. Only thing is it's got paint on it. So gonna run them through the thicknesser and just skim them. So there I've got the bits cut. There's the bits to wear the width, there's the bits to wear the length. So I have mega messed up, honestly. When I was sorting the wood out last night, see, a lot of the hardwood I've got bananaed. You know, it's probably in part why they were thrown out there. There's a lot of them that's bananaed and twisted. And I took out all the straight bits that I needed. The bits that I knew I was going to cut at the 160 centimetres, the long bits. And the bits that were bananaed, I knew that I could sort of even them out by cutting them shorter and putting through the thickness. And that has the shorter bits, they came out alright. But there was 3 bits here that when I was putting them through and they were just cutting all dodgy, that's when I actually looked down them and I seen they were bananaed, and I thought the pile that I'd made 2 piles. One pile for the long bits, which were the flat bits. The other pile was the short bits, which was bananaed. But I've got them mixed up, and all my flat bits I've cut into the wee short bits. So I've got all these bits are sort of a bit bananaed a bit, and these ones are mega bananaed. So pain really. Don't really know what to do. I'm not really sure what to do. I need to think about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to sort it, or how I'm going to actually assemble it. See, all the bits are alright. It's just these 3 bits here are dodgy. You know, I could just assemble it as the way it is now, and then once it's on the frame like that, I can just use the hand plane, and I can plane the top, you know. And then I can just use the sander, sand it down smooth. Look, that's probably what I'll do. Look. So that looks pretty cool the way it is now. Yeah, my miter saw, my miter saw is obviously off, just the teeniest wee bit and all, man, it's cracked, but it's no biggie. I can just run down it with the circular saw. Obviously once I've got it fully on like that and all glued up, I'll use the big square, and I'll make sure I actually get it square like that, because it's obviously not going to be square because my miters are off, my miters joint. Pain really. So I'm probably just going to screw these ones that are hanging off the edge here. I'll probably just screw these in. See, because they're bananaed like that, they ones, man, I'm going to have to put screws in it. Like, obviously I didn't want to put screws in it. Didn't want to put screws in it because, well, you know how like nice hardwood. You'll actually see it, you know, just one big piece. But that ain't going to happen now, look. But you know, I'm not really that bothered. I'm not bothered, but it's not a major deal, you know. It's reclaimed wood. I'll make the best out of what I've got, and it's better than what I had before, you know. So it looks pretty cool the way it is now and all. So I'm just going to screw this one in. I'll make sure I've got this one level here, and then I'll screw it in, and then I'll just start gluing them all and pushing them on each other, and then I'll screw the end one in as well. But I ain't even going to plane. I'm not going to plane them. I'm just going to score them with my saw. I'll just score the paint, and that'll give you a wee bit of area for the glue to get into like that. And then obviously I'll put loads of glue at the top here for when I put the motherboards down. Then we'll leave it to dry for the day, and then we'll come out the next game day and we'll get it all nice and square, and then I'll get it with a hand plane, you know, because there's probably going to be a couple of wee bits that's raised in that. So once the glue's fully set, I can get in about it with a hand plane. Pretty confident that I can get it pretty nice and flat with number 5 plane. So let's get to this now. So I'm just scoring them, you know, with my dovetail saw. Just making a crisscross pattern. Scrape the paint off it. That'll allow the glue to seep into it. That'll do me. Man, it looks alright, but obviously because some of the boards are bananaed like that, you can see them here, these 3 ones, the rest are alright, but regardless, man, I'm going to have to put screws in it, you know, and I never wanted to put screws. I knew I was going to put screws on the bone layer, but I just wanted to, you know, glue this and clamp it up with, so pain really, look. But as I said, I'll just have to put screws in them, and I will just, obviously, I'll once it's completely dried, I'll take the screws out and I'll drill bigger holes and I'll dill them like that. So just going to glue it up there now. guys, that turned out better than I thought. They all went down nicely and they're all in line with each other, but I'm still going to hand plane it. I'll definitely take to it with a number 5 plane, but I've just used this sawdust just to, you know, get rid of the glue, cover any gaps, whatever. Be getting planed anyway. I'll plane it and then I'll sand it like normal, and it weighs, it's heavy than as it is, so there's still plenty of work to do in it. But I'm going to call this the end of the video, so appreciate you watching, guys. I know it's been a long video, so we'll pick up on this in the next part, and then in the next part I'm going to start bringing all my tools out and organising everything again, getting everything organised in both the workshops, and we'll be putting up LEDs in the new part of the workshop. Sure, there's a few other wee bits and bobs today, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the extension project so far, and I hope that you have been encouraged to build something. See you later, guys.